best golfers know, to play your best, you find your happy place. Your happy place is here, the golf capital of the world, Myrtle Beach. Because the beach gets golfers, and golfers get the beach.
Welcome back to the Myrtle Beach Golf Report, folks. For those of you who are our returning viewers, you probably recognize me as the co-host. Well, guess what, folks? I got a little bit of a promotion. I'm now your host, David Williams, but don't worry, you're not gonna have to listen to me talk for 30 straight minutes because I know you don't want that, and I know I for sure don't want that. So I got some fresh blood with me. I'd like to welcome on my co-hosts now, Dylan Hoffman and Ben Dunn. Boys, welcome to the show. Happy to have you. Why don't you give the fans a little bit of an introduction about yourself.
Yeah, glad to be here, man. Thank you for having us on the show. Hey, everybody, my name is Dylan Hoffman. Grew up in the small town of Asheboro, North Carolina. Found my way to Myrtle Beach thanks to Coastal Carolina University. Went there for 4 years, studied sport management. Found these guys here at Play Golf Myrtle Beach and Golf Tourism Solutions about 3 years ago. And this is going on my third year here with the guys. I'm pretty pumped about what is to come here in Myrtle Beach with golf tournaments and golf in general. So, Ben, I'm sure you're pretty excited as well.
I sure am. I'm from Annapolis, Maryland originally. My name is Ben Dunn, for those of you who missed what David said. I came down here to go to the Golf Academy of America, but I worked in the golf business as a pro for a couple years and then just made the transition to the event side of things. Really happy to get things going here. I'm fairly new here, but I'm really enjoying it so far and looking forward to everything this year.
Well, guys, happy to have you here. Ben, I know you're relatively new, but we figured we'd just throw you in the deep end and make you do a live video with me. I know it's not the easiest thing. Dylan,
I've come to expect it at this point, honestly.
I mean, honestly, man, you and I might fist fight before the end of this thing.
Maybe.
But
that's pay-per-view.
That's true,
that's not
actually.
free.
That'll be on our Patreon account. We'll
right.
link out to that later.
Right.
Anyway, boys, I'd say let's just kind of dive right into it. So this show today is sponsored by Tidewater Golf Club. And now, guys, in my head, there's hundreds of scenic golf holes in the Myrtle Beach area. There's probably not a golf course that has better views than Tidewater, wouldn't you agree?
Not really anywhere that compares, man. Honestly, I mean, you get the ocean views immediately after starting around. I mean, it's pretty great.
Yeah, it's up there. It's a beautiful golf course, and it's sneaky hard, too. I know that we all have our favorite holes out here, and it's a lot harder. It can be a tough golf course, especially if that wind is whipping. For sure. So instead of listening to us kind of dive into Tidewater, we're actually going to just show you a video that better explains Tidewater Golf Club.
For another day of spectacular golf at a spectacular setting. Welcome to Tidewater Golf Club, an outstanding golf experience that awaits you in North Myrtle Beach. Very rarely are courses built on such a special piece of land, with boats passing by on the intracoastal waterway to expansive marsh views of House Creek. Yes, Tidewater Golf Club is a special place. Designed by architect Ken Tomlinson, this par 72 18-hole layout embraces the natural beauty of the Myrtle Beach setting. With tall pines, old oaks, golden reeds, and local wildlife found throughout Tidewater Golf Club. Arguably one of the most picturesque par 3 in all of Myrtle Beach, the par 3 12th hole plays over the tidal marsh to a shallow, intimidating green fronted by wooden bulkhead and protected by surrounding bunkers, aptly named the Wishing Well. With 3 additional holes fronting the marsh, it's easy to find your mind wandering as you take in these incredible views. Equally impressive is Tidewater's course condition, renowned and awarded for its championship condition all year long. The Mini Verde greens provide a pure putting surface, a point of pride and focus for the professional green staff. Stretching to over 7,000 yards from the championship tees, Tidewater offers a stout challenge for even the most accomplished players, especially with daily ocean breezes. As one of the most awarded courses in all of South Carolina, Tidewater Golf Club continues to distinguish itself as a premier course to play on the Grand Strand. Come spend a day at Tidewater and see why you'll be back sooner than later. Tidewater Golf Club, a cut above, only in Myrtle Beach.
Guys, I said this yesterday when we were doing the dry run of this show, but that just makes me want to rip this microphone off and just go play golf, honestly. It wouldn't matter if it was pouring down rain, even though it never rains here in Myrtle Beach, and go play golf.
Except for today.
Now, Ben, you actually mentioned it earlier, talking about your favorite holes. I figure, why don't we just run down our favorite holes, and I'll start with you.
Yeah. For me, it's got to be number 4. Yeah, right behind us. Yeah, it's not only is it right on the marsh, one of the better views you can get, especially on the north end of town. It's a brutal par 4. I'd put it up there with any of the other par 4s at the beach that you might consider a hard one. That's runaway favorite for me. The views, the difficulty, it's got it all. Yeah.
Hard agree.
Honestly, man, I'm not the one cut you under, but I think the hole before that, can't forget it, number 3. It's a short par 3, but after you finish up 2, obviously you go through the trees. 3 is the first kind of view you get of that awesome marsh view, man. I mean, kind of hits you right in the face. You get out there, you get to the tee box, you're taking it all in. But you can't just look at it as a short par 3 and just look at the views. I mean, it's a tough golf hole. I mean,
Agreed.
I've had people I've been out there with before hit it center of the green, they thought, twirl it, look up, and it's rolling all the way down the left side towards the marsh. So it's
Chad.
Yeah,
Crazy
Chad.
smooth green. Crazy green.
Yeah, it's a tough hole, but beautiful one at that.
Mine, I'm actually going to whip around to the backside. You got 12, obviously the wishing well. Great golf hole, really hard golf hole, but jump one ahead, go to 13, the par 5. When you're actually on that green, if you look really far out in the distance on a nice, clear summer day, you can actually see the ocean. I'm a big ocean guy. Obviously, living here, you kind of just like turn into an ocean guy. So for me, that's my favorite golf hole on the golf course. And I don't know. I mean, you could realistically probably pick every hole. If I'm being honest.
True.
Like,
I don't think there's a bad hole at that golf course. I mean, obviously there's tons of good holes here in town, but I mean, there's very few golf courses in the world where there's not really a hole that you can kind of look over, you know?
correct.
And kind of a cool thing that you mentioned when you named the wishing well is it's one of the few courses down here where they name the holes.
Correct.
I find that it'll always be kind of a cool little addition to a golf course.
Yeah, it's fun.
Every hole there is named, which I think that's it's just a kind of added little.
Yeah, makes
cool
it memorable
thing.
for the
exactly.
for the round. You can look back. Yeah,
Exactly.
And
can't agree more.
For those of you watching, if you've ever played Tidewater Golf Club, let us know in the comments what your favorite golf hole is. Now, guys, there's many different ways to book Tidewater. You can call the course direct, book a golf package. Now, we wanted to present you guys with a fantastic option to book a stay and play package with Bayview Resort. Centrally located, not too far of a drive from Tidewater, probably 35 minutes up to Tidewater, not even.
Not too bad.
If that.
Bayview, like I said, fantastic views, awesome place to stay, and if you're looking for a great option for a stay and play package, that is one of the nicest options here in the area. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great place. I've actually stayed there before. Beachside views, I mean, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
Great, huge pool area, accommodating, comfortable. I mean, what more can you want?
Yeah. If you don't want the beach, I mean, it's just centrally located. I mean, if you're playing more courses than just Tidewater, I mean, you can book a whole stay and play trip with them. You can get Tidewater, you can get a south end course maybe a central course. You'll never have too long of a drive. It's a pretty awesome location.
And the beauty of it is, Dylan kind of hinted at it, if golf or the beach isn't your thing, we have all sorts of activities to do in Myrtle Beach. If you're coming down with your family, maybe you sneak out to play golf and the kids can go do something else. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not saying,
Beach
but
is right there.
Boardwalk's right by too.
Hey,
plenty to do, man.
Plenty of restaurants.
We didn't
and-
say it.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, if you want to learn more about Bayview Resort, head over to www.bayviewresort.com. Check out all the options there and start planning that next golf trip because spring's just around the corner, and before we know it, summer's going to be here too, boys.
Yeah. Golf trips, put an S on that.
Yes,
Multiple.
multiple.
We want all your golf trips.
Correct. Even if you just book one, that's fine too. So, guys, I didn't bring you guys on here I'm incredibly good looking. I get that. And I didn't bring you guys on just to sit next to me and, look all pretty. I brought you guys on for your event expertise. Now, you guys both work on our events division. So, much to the listeners' surprise here, I'm actually going to lay out this entire segment. I'm out. This is their segment. Gentlemen, why don't you go ahead and tell the viewers what events we have coming up in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, so it's going to be a busy spring for us, Ben. We're already getting ready to go here. We've got a couple early ones here, and then we really get going when it gets to
Kicking
March.
off, man. It's kicking
yeah,
off.
it's getting going, man. Busy time of the year, but yeah, starting it off next week, Britain Resorts Classic. It's going to be a 2-person event here across town. It starts out on Monday. We've got a little Sunday check-in, I think some lunch and everything for the people playing. Yeah, you can't have golf without food. I mean, that's go pair and pair. But yeah, starts that out Sunday check-in, tournament golf Monday to Wednesday next week. I think we've got between 200 and 300 players, which is pretty awesome for this time of year down here. I know it's a little colder outside. People not quite wanting to get outside and play golf, but it's pretty good down here. We played this weekend, had some shorts on.
And we got a great lineup of courses with that too, man. A good lineup. Yeah.
Looking good.
Yeah.
True Blue, Barefoot Norman. I mean, anywhere in town that wants to get involved with the golf, man, I mean, it's good courses.
Yeah.
True Blue, Barefoot Norman, Arrowhead. Got some others involved as well. Everybody's going to get 3 rounds of golf with that, 3 different courses, so can't beat that.
It's a deal. And then leading straight from that, we're headed straight into the qualifier for the Dustin Johnson World Junior. For those of you who are locals, you may have heard of it. For those who may not be, the Dustin Johnson World Junior, we're going to dive a lot more into detail probably on the next episode, but it's, Dustin Johnson, you can't mistake that name. But this is the qualifier, so we got a small handful of spots available for these kids to compete in the big event in March. So this is going to be a day of grinding for some of these kids. It's a 1-day event, 18 holes, a couple spots available, and that's it. Yeah. Then the field will be set for March. So like I said, we'll dive more into that later as we go. And then later in the year, we got some big stuff coming.
Yeah, got some big stuff. Yeah. Got another semi-qualifier, I guess you could say. It's not technically a qualifier, but the World Am Q School. So we kind of play on the PGA Tour Q School. Yep. You don't have to necessarily play in this to play in World Am in August, but if you're playing in World Am in August, I mean, why are you not playing at Q School, man? I mean, the prizes at Q School, top 10 flight winners all get credits towards World Am in August, with flight winners taking home a free entry, man. That's like a $600 value just about. And,
incredible.
I mean, yeah.
Even winning $50, $100 off is fantastic. Yeah. I'm glad you brought up World Am registration because we actually also World Am, we just opened registration. It's going to open on the 15th. We just announced that we'll open on the 15th of February. So those of you who are loyal World Am players, get ready.
Get ready, man. Open back up again. We got some RDP this year too, some early random drawing prizes.
Yes.
Don't have to be a great golfer to even compete. You can get random drawing prizes, get lucky to win.
So don't wait. Get in.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
If you get in before March 23rd, everybody, that's the date you want to keep in mind. That's when your chance at winning these early random drawing prizes goes away. We've got some awesome brands this year, TaylorMade, Revo sunglasses. We've got some golf courses here in town donating some rounds of golf. Plenty of prizes to give away. So like I said, get registered starting out February 15th. Be sure to get in by the 23rd for them awesome prizes. And World Am all together, man. I mean, for people of all ages, especially our age, I don't see enough of our content out there. I mean, it's an awesome event. We've got the Just for Fun division, just started a few years ago. You can come to that. You don't even need a handicap to play. It's just almost a golf trip in its works.
Yeah, even if you don't want to compete, I mean, the World Am itself is such a great event, such a great deal. Just like you said, the Just for Fun division is such a great idea. Guys can come out and just play golf, have a good time, still enjoy all the benefits of the World Am. I think I'm the only one at the table here who's gotten to enjoy it as a kind of a spectator. And I can just say that the 19th hole, you don't want to miss it. The golf is great and all, but so is every night at the convention center. Really, really cool experience. Vendors, drinks, food, all the stuff that you'd want with golf. I mean, contests, basically, you just don't miss it.
I think that's the thing with people our age. They get a little nervous. They see tournament golf. They see PGA Store style setup. Yeah. I mean, they can come have a good time, man. Like I said, they're just for fun. You don't need a handicap. You don't need anything. You can come have a good time. You can come with buddies, request to play with them, bring up to 3 of your friends.
And if you have a handicap and you want to be competitive, it's a great way to come out. Yeah. You play with strangers. You get to meet people. I mean, you never know. You could have future golf trips made off of the people that you play with and you have a good time with. Yeah.
And we have
you get to compete as well.
Yeah, something new last year we had that popped up, gross divisions. We enticed people a little bit more to play in those with the gross divisions now. I'm not sure if you know this yet from getting started out here, but with those gross divisions,
those gross divisions at all. You would, but I.
But yeah, the winners of the gross division, they do get a credit towards playing in another event. We're going to take care of them with that. I believe it's up to about $500 worth of a tournament entry. So, if you win the gross division, we'll pay for you to go play another gross event that you want to play. So. We've got prizes, things for everybody of all skill levels, gross players. If you're a 36 handicap, want to have a good time, still compete. That's the cool thing about the handicap system. You can compete with a a scratch even if you're a 30 or 35 handicap.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's a place for everybody here.
And look, too, I said I was going to lay out whatever. I lied. I don't care.
Come on, man.
Just to kind of hammer Dylan's point home, too. It's 4 rounds of competitive golf. It's free food and drink each night at the world's largest 19th hole. For somebody, you know, like my age, you know, you go to the 19th hole for a little bit, then you can go do whatever you want, go do your own thing after. You wake up the next morning, you play a competitive round of golf. And it's, if you haven't, like I used to play competitive golf, I'm now out of competitive golf. If you're looking to, you know, if you're scratching that itch, you can tell you're getting better, and you want to put your game to a test in kind of a fun, more relaxed atmosphere, I would say, than straight up stroke play. Yeah. The World Am is the spot to be. I mean, you really cannot beat it. And if you make it through your flight, you get to the championship round on Friday, which is pretty much like, you know, you can almost like cut the tension a little bit with a knife each day. Not to say that like it's super, super intimidating, but it's just like, holy cow, this is awesome for, you know, this is a PGA Tour like setup for just people like you, like us three.
Yeah, we've got the leaderboards out there, electronic.
Correct.
It looks just like a finishing hole at the.
And essentially, if you make it to that final round, it's kind of like a free 5th round because you played so well in the first 4. So, I mean, that's another thing to look forward to. You come down here and you play well in 4 days. Guess what? You make the final round, you're getting a round of golf you didn't even think you were going to get.
We don't want you to leave Myrtle Beach. We want you to
pretty good
stay.
golf course, too. We always have the final rounds at a nice place.
Yep.
A really good, I mean, all these courses are fantastic, but we just step the bar up a little bit for the championship.
For sure.
Where can they find more information on World Am?
Yeah, MyrtleBeachWorldAmateur.com. That's the website for that. And like I said, Q School. Come early. Come in March. That'll be the middle of March. So website for that is worldamqschool.com. Phone numbers are on that website. Email addresses. Reach out to us. Me and Ben, we sit here all day.
We'll talk
9 to 5. We're on the phones talking with you all.
We'll answer.
Yeah. We want you guys to come. Want you guys to have a good time. So like I said, feel free to reach out. We're here.
So we got to think of a name for this segment. Like, what are you guys thinking? Event corner.
Event roundup, maybe?
Sure.
Round them all up. We want all the events, all the players, round them up here.
Yeah.
Roundup.
I like that.
We'll stick with it.
I like that.
Maybe.
So if you have an idea for a segment name for them, put it in the comments. Can't wait to see those.
Yeah, put them down there. We want to see them.
Kind of a little bit with your guys' segment and mirroring our next segment here, another event that is actually going to be taking place at the beginning of March, just after the DJ World Junior actually, is the Barstool Classic at True Blue. It was announced a couple weeks ago that they are the first stop again, so it's great to have Barstool back in the Myrtle Beach area.
Friends of the show.
Yeah, and Friends of the Show, yes, thank you,
Friends
Ben.
of the Show.
Friends of the Show.
Yep.
And
You're trying to get them here.
they opened registration yesterday and actually sold out in under 5 minutes.
I'd say that's pretty good.
Pretty awesome.
So it's great. We're pumped to have Barstool back, especially at a place like True Blue. That's and be on the lookout for a lot more Barstool content to come down the road, not just from the foreplay guys, but from other Barstool golf people. So pumped to that, and so that's going to kind of lead us into our next segment, boys. The world of golf. So we're just going to kind of talk about what's going on in the world of golf. You know, cover all of our bases, and I think we wouldn't be doing it justice if we didn't start with Max. Maximus. John Maxwell Homa, actually, as his name.
Is that actually his?
Yeah, it's actually.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
John learning something every day.
John Maxwell Homa.
Maxwell, if you're listening, come to Myrtle Beach, man.
John.
We'd love to have you.
Friend of the program.
Friend of the program, yeah.
Man, the finish, you know, just talking with you guys about it, like, he was in the depths when it comes to professional golf. I mean, his first year on tour made one cut. I think he made $13,000, and he just won his 6th event for $1.6 million. It's like,
can't
man,
imagine that.
I don't know about you guys, but just like watching him kind of rise, it like gives you hope.
Well, and it's look, that rise isn't done. I'm saying watch out for him in the majors this year because it felt like every major last year and even ones 2 years ago. The first round, Max Homa was up there somewhere. Second round, Max Homa was up there. He might have had, you know, not the best finishes that he wanted, but man, he is just starting off great. He's in a good place to continue to grow, and I think really contend in some of these majors this year.
Yeah, and something building off what David said about coming out of the depths, man. Like a quote that he had with Amanda Balionis after the round really stuck home with me. I'm sure all of us can connect with it here. Is pretty good golfers here in town. I'm obviously not at the professional level, but we're all pretty good. He said, "One swing thought away from being good again" is what he kept telling himself and kept feeling it. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, we'll go out here, hit balls on the range. Yeah. We'll be going through it, not playing our best, and we just get that one thought in our head, one kind of swing thought, and we're back again. That's sounded pretty cool to hear that coming from a tour player.
Also with the Farmers, we can't look past. the man who's been on fire to start the year.
We looked past him after day one, and that came back to bite us.
I think John Rahm is who we're talking about. I think he was 116th after that first round, and by the turn at round 3, he's in second place.
Yeah, Max actually said on the No Laying Up podcast, because he jumps on with him after every win, and he was talking about it. And he was like kind of keeping an eye on the leaderboard because he was close. Obviously, Ryder was running away with it. I guess this was Thursday, the second round, and Max was walking, teed off on 1, and was walking down and saw the scoreboard and saw Rahm at I think he was
like 1 over or something.
Yeah, it was like the one.
But he had a rough start.
He was 1 outside the cut with 5 to play, I think.
Yeah, and he saw him at the 116 number, and then Max was like, I was coming up 7, and I saw the leaderboard. And Rahm was 6 under through 7 or something, and he was like, "What? Come on, man!" But yeah,
he's already won in Hawaii this year, right? I believe Rahm has,
and Palm Springs.
That's correct. Yeah,
he was going for 3 in a row at Farmers, and gave it a good effort.
And I mean, you got to watch out for him pretty much in every major this year.
Man,
I mean, he's on fire. He's the hot hand. He's got to be the odds-on favorite for most of these majors outside of the other big event that happened this weekend.
Smooth transition there. Yeah. I appreciate that.
I do what I can.
So Rory. I mean, good Lord, dude.
Speaking of other players that look good at every major this year, I think
those,
Rory might be getting that jacket at Augusta this year.
Those two are the guys this year, I think, as far as favorites going to the majors. For sure. It's got to be.
I would think. I mean, it's got to. I think the only question mark is obviously Rory kind of hit on it last year after he held that bunker shot on 18 at Augusta, but it's
incredible.
Are the demons still there? And his quote to Amanda was I finally have taken a bad memory and replaced it with a happy memory. Yeah. And it's okay, is that going to free him up that much? Is he going to go out there and just go scorched earth and win by 15?
And the thing for me too with Rory and Augusta, it's so frustrating as someone who likes him that he'll have a little fall apart, and then he just always backdoors some top 5 at the end. He'll go super low on the last day.
He's the king of the backdoor.
I mean, he owns the backdoor top 5 at Augusta. I mean, it's got to happen eventually. We all want to see it as golf fans. We want to see another Grand Slam. We haven't seen it since Tiger, I guess. And as a golf fan, you want that, man, especially for a guy like Rory who's been doing it for so long.
And I feel like we forget at times. Kind of going back to Max Homa saying seemed like such a normal guy. I mean, I think we forget these guys like John Rahm's a normal guy. Rory McIlroy's a normal guy. They get to Augusta, it's in their head. They're thinking about it. I mean, we know how bad someone like us would want to win that. I mean, they want to win it bad. It's in their head.
Yeah.
They're thinking about it. They're a normal person.
Yeah. And one thing that probably make them a little nervous too is that the Big Cat's playing this year.
Is he? That's the question.
I don't know. I hope so. I mean, there's no one on earth that knows that golf course better than Tiger Woods. I mean,
maybe Speed.
It's just such a hard walk for him. That's the only issue.
Yeah.
I mean, Spliff might win. He might.
I was going to say Spieth, knowing the golf course, he's looking good. He looked good at the second half of last year.
Watch out for that 12th hole.
Yeah. Curious to see how he plays the next few weeks.
He should have 4. Spieth should have 4 green jackets. Let's be honest.
At least.
He
should at least have Danny Willett's.
His name might be on Danny Willett's tag on his jacket. They might have already had it written on there.
Yikes. Well, boys, let's use this and let's actually kind of talk about the Masters a little bit.
It's coming.
Yeah, it'll be here before you know it. I mean, the commercials are already running on
Exactly.
ESPN.
Once you just watch those commercials, and oh man, it's just all they need is a green screen and just the word Augusta, and I just get so fired up. That's all it takes. They don't have to put any pictures of the course, nothing. Just the word Augusta. I lose my mind.
I have a prediction. Actually.
No. Okay.
And look, I don't want to say it.
No, say it.
But I'm gonna say it.
You're already there. Do it.
I think a live player wins Masters this year.
Whoa. Did they reduce the Masters to 3 days?
No, it's still 72 holes.
They got speakers on the range now?
And I mean, the only 2 that I really look at are DJ and Cam Smith.
You have to.
I mean, dude, even after they went to live, they were, especially DJ, he was lighting stuff on fire. So I could see it. There's obviously, the numbers are stacked against them, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Definitely. Especially with those 2 guys that we're talking about. I mean,
DJ's already proven he can win there. I mean, a couple years ago did it. I would not be ever surprised if he
Cam's
didn't do it
been
again.
close, so
very close.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Do it.
Are we doing a disservice for not mentioning the defending champion of the Masters yet?
Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, we have not actually mentioned him.
I feel like that's what always happens with these major champions. They win. We go to the off season. They go to Cancun, whatever. They come back. They start winning again, and we've already forgotten about it.
And it's crazy too because it always seems like it's like there's a guy who just gets hot at the beginning of the season, wins an event or 2 leading up to Augusta. and then just wins Augusta. We saw Hideki do it. We saw Scotty Scheffler do it. So that's what keep an eye out for Rahm and Rory. Just saying, the hot hand. You got to watch out for the hot hand.
This is the first time in years I feel like the field's so wide open. Like there's so many good players. You mentioned the LIV Tour players maybe coming back. The Tour players themselves. I mean, obviously it was awesome to watch Tiger dominate for years, but like now there's 20 to 30 guys that can win on any given week, if not more than that.
Yeah, I was going to say anybody can win.
Yeah, anybody on tour.
Literally anybody.
It is always. I always do find it fascinating at Augusta though. With the first 3 rounds, you kind of get that feeling of like, oh man, this thing's wide open. Anybody can win it. And then all of a sudden, on that last day, the guys that know the place the best start working their way up that leaderboard. Mm-hmm. And that's when you really start to, I mean, back night at Augusta, it's one of the biggest talking points ever.
The cream rises, man. The cream rises.
You know that place, then you have a significant advantage if you have experience at that golf course over anybody else.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Do you guys hear that? It's a new segment alert, boys. New segment alert.
Let's go.
All right, let's talk about this. So kind of, we've been sitting here kind of previewing, obviously, the Masters, talking about last week's golf. Well, we're going to do a pick segment to wrap up every show. And it's not, the main focus will be golf, correct?
Yep.
Correct.
But we're not limiting ourselves to just golf. We're any other sporting events. So,
It's a good month.
yeah.
Very good month.
It's a good month.
Good time of the year for sports.
Yeah, it sure is.
And so we're going to pull back the curtain just a tiny bit here to show you guys. So this show is going to be coming out about every 3 weeks or so. So we're going to make picks for the future. And then the next show we do, we'll have a chart that updates how everybody did. We each get 100 tees a show to disperse however we want. So I'm going to just go ahead and dive right into it. The 2 golf events we're doing this week are Pebble and the Waste Management Open, which is next week. Real quick, Waste Management's in the same city, same weekend as the Super Bowl.
Yes.
That's
Pretty big week.
That's got to be the most.
And Pebble Beach starts probably right now.
It's
Yeah,
probably
right now.
first groups are
Probably on the range. Yeah.
Perfect. So I'll just go ahead and rattle my Pebble picks off, and I'll throw it to Dylan for his. My pick to win.
Best bet there.
My best bet, yeah. My best bet will be Davis Riley.
Wow.
20 tees. I don't know. I feel like it's time for him to win. Davis Riley Davis. What's he called? Who knows? But no, Davis Riley. He was so close last year, so many different times. He's probably a little freed up now that he's got some status that he knows he's the PGA Tour. He's on it. He's good. So, and let's be honest, field this week not that great, not that deep. Once you get past the first, really 5-6 guys. Really can see an outside the box winner like Tom Hoagie last year. Tom Hoagie won Pebble last year. So, yeah, I'm rolling with Davis Riley as my best bet. My long shot is Tano Goya. Last week.
Okay.
That's long.
Some of you probably have never heard of this dude. He last week was in contention at Farmers. Okay. Tough weekend. Tough weekend. Okay. I'm throwing 10 tees on that, and I'm actually going to hedge against that a tiny bit too, and just pick Tano Goya for a top 20 for 10 tees as well.
Wow.
Okay.
So I'm covering a little bit of the board here.
I think you dug a little bit deeper on the list than I did. I couldn't get.
You use 40 right away?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like it.
Spending just.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
right. Dylan, what do you got?
I couldn't go as far as you could on the best pick, man. I had to go Jordan Spieth. Plays every time with Jake Owen at this event. He loves the golf tournament, loves playing with Jake. I'm sure he'll have some fun times this week. I'm going 10 tees on best pick for winner Jordan Spieth. My long shot is going to be a top 10 bet. I'm putting 5 tees on it. Jimmy Walker, former major champion.
Walker, Texas backstopper.
Yeah, haven't heard that name in a while. He actually played pretty well last week at the Farmers, finished T13. Shot a pair of 72s on the weekend that kind of kept him out of it, but he got off to a good start. Swing's looking good. I'm going to go Jimmy Walker.
You know, he's a passionate grill master. I don't know if you guys follow him on Instagram.
Oh, dude.
But he is always putting up some amazing cuts. He's always smoking some sort of meat. He's grilling something. I mean, the guy is...
we should have him on the show to do a live grill session. That'd be
Yeah,
sick.
that'd be awesome. Take him out back here.
Oh, there's sprinklers in here.
That's all right. We got a little
it's
patio
fine.
out back.
We'll be fine.
A little
We
porch
can move the
shoulder out there.
cameras.
Or the grill. Either one.
So this is on to me now. All right. So my best bet for Pebble Beach is it's got to be Victor Hovland for me. I think he's really come along and started playing really well. And he tends to play pretty well in these events. So the courses are challenging, windy, small greens, which is everything that Pebble Beach is.
He's a ball striker.
He is. And he's a player. I think the field, like David said, the field is not not the strongest, so he's one of the better ones in the field. For sure. I'm putting 20 tees on Victor Hovland to walk away with this thing. And my long shot is a guy who's played there a ton. He's been around for a while. And he's one of my favorite ball strikers on tour. It's Lucas Glover. Putting 10 tees on Lucas. I mean, he's
Can't putt.
Well,
Showed it at the Wyndham a few years ago with a little wobbly. I don't know.
you know, maybe he likes Poana. Who knows? And I'm throwing 10 tees on Lucas to
That wouldn't surprise me.
go ahead and
Honestly,
go out
wouldn't
and win
surprise
that
me
thing. Yeah. So
Just get back.
Well, let's dive into our waste management. I'll lead us off again. So my best bet's going to be JT. I really wanted to pick Max really bad, but because it's a home game for Max, really. It's back in Phoenix. That's where
not
he
that
lives.
much of a friend of the show.
So, but I'm going to roll JT. He's been near the lead there. I'm not going to really say in contention, but I'm going to put 20 nugs on that, or 20 tees, excuse me. Long shot's going to be Joel Damon. Good morning, Damon.
Bucket hat.
Yeah, I'm going to put 10 tees on him. And then, I mean, no one's talking about him. I know Dylan's going to steal my thunder with this one in a second. But I'm going to go Ricky top 20 for 10 tees. Back with Butch Harmon. Kicked what's-his-face, John Tillery. Left John Tillery and went back to Butch Harmon. Swing actually looks kind of dialed. And
We all want to see Ricky do
I
well.
know.
I mean, let's be honest. The
Past
whole world of
champion of
golf,
this
we
event
just
as well.
want Ricky to do well, man.
Correct.
You know, you can't.
golf's better when Ricky's playing. It's kind of like
We all love Ricky,
yeah.
man.
So
We
those
wanna
are
see
my
the orange
three
on
picks.
Sunday.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Luckily he's gotten away from that. That was.
Has he? I mean,
don't
not
know,
all
man.
orange. I
It's
think
still all
there's
one
some
color, but
orange.
I was
it's
a fan of the orange.
It's accent.
I was a little younger than you. I know you're a little
yeah,
older than
yeah,
me,
but
but I had the flat brim orange Ricky hat. I had the pants. I was that kid. I had it for a while.
No, I can envision it right now. Dylan just walking around at his local club, just in all purple.
Ashboro Municipal, they saw me.
Yeah.
Out there with the all orange. Yeah.
All right, Dylan, what's your waste management picks?
If you couldn't tell, I'm going all 15 tees here. I'm not going 2 picks. I'm going 1 for under the radar winner, Ricky Fowler.
Wow.
15 tees
Best
on it.
bet and under
It's
the
time
radar.
for a comeback. He won in
In
2019.
an elevated event with the biggest names in golf.
He won the Players.
He does
He's
always
got
play
it
there.
down.
He
In an
plays really
elevated
well at
event
that
with the
course.
biggest names in golf.
As I said, he won the Players. He won this event in 2019. 2 other second place finishes. He's only
plays
missed the
well.
cut here like once or twice, man. Like sometimes
plays-
you just have a course. You show up, you're going to be good. And I'm like I said, Ricky Fowler, 15 tees. I'm feeling it.
He plays well there. I'm going to go ahead and burn 25 more of my tees. I don't know if you guys have heard, but I think Rory's playing this event. How can you not? I mean, he's just coming off the win in the European Tour, and he's playing great golf. And you just can never count out Rory. He tends to get fired up for these kind of events where there's a lot of noise, a lot of people, a lot of hype. He loves it. And my long shot, I'm throwing 10 tees on Sahith Theegala. He was leading last year. I don't know if you guys remember. He had a tough time on 17. It was hard to watch.
Yeah.
You really feel for a guy when something like that happens. But he's been playing good golf as well. He played well at the Farmers. He knows this course well, and I think he's a good long shot to win. I'm putting 10 tees on him. Nice. I like his chances.
I like it.
So should we just dive into the miscellaneous here?
Yeah.
Sure.
Ben, I'm going to let you lead us off, actually. Oh, real quick about waste management. Probably not good that not one of us picked John Rahm. Just going to get out in front of that.
We're just.
That's going to probably look really bad.
I like living risky. We'll just try it.
Yeah,
We'll try some riskier picks.
Ben, lead us off with miscellaneous.
Well, let's see. I believe we're going to dive into 2 of our biggest February events, correct, boys? We're going to go the
Correct.
Daytona 500, the Super Bowl. Super Bowl's
Yes.
first, so I guess I'll start with Super Bowl pick, and then I'll go with Daytona. So I have 35 tees left to choose here. Dang. As a Washington fan, it really pains me to say that I'm gonna pick the Eagles. Stop it! I'm putting 10 tees on the Eagles, mainly just because just get the Chiefs out of here. I'm already over them.
Is Patrick Mahomes hurt?
Is he?
Is he
Who
hurt or
knows?
is he injured?
I
don't know,
think
man.
at this point in the season, everyone's hurt. It's football.
Correct. It's like hockey.
So and then Daytona 500. Maybe not the biggest following from a ton of people, but definitely something worth watching in February. It's awesome.
It's the all-American race, man.
It is. I mean, it's huge. It's a big deal, man.
Yeah,
it's a tradition like no other. That's Augusta, but whatever.
Whatever. It still works.
My man Kevin Harvick is retiring this year. He's in his last year. I'm gonna put 25 tees on him getting his second Daytona 500. I think that's a good shot.
I could
there.
see it.
Yeah.
I could honestly see it.
I would love it.
Dylan?
Well, I'm tired of hearing the Kansas City talk. They're no good, blah, blah, blah. I'm a Panther fan. I care less about this game, period. But since you're getting me involved, Kansas City Chiefs, man. I mean, you can't look past them. They've been in 5 straight AFC Championship games.
You're right.
Went to overtime in the only 2 they lost. I'm going Kansas City winner, 20 tees. I've got 60 left for the last 2 segments here. I'm saving up my tees. I got to spend them now. So 20 on Kansas City to beat the Philadelphia Eagles at Super Bowl. I've also got a cool little prop pick here. First touchdown scorer, McCole Hardman.
Wow.
Put 10 tees on that. He came off IR for the first time in quite a while last week. Played pretty good. Got 6 or 7 targets, a handful of receptions.
You could win like 6,000 tees if that hits.
I mean, and we might just end the show if I win this one, honestly. I mean,
see ya.
I'd hate to see it, but I might just go see you later. But yeah, 10 tees, McCole Hardman. I could see him having a big game with the first touchdown of the game.
Wow.
And then Daytona, I've got 40 tees left here. We're going to go 2 picks. First one, Kyle Busch. I mean, left Joe Gibbs Racing kind of got pushed out the door a little bit for time. I don't know.
Mission.
Maybe. I think he's going to go to RCR. He's going to show up. He's going to win the big one. 20 tees on that.
Wow.
And then I'm going to put 2 top 10 picks here together. A couple guys I could see racing really well down at Daytona. I've got first top 10, Noah Gragson. Rookie coming on.
He's a good plate racer.
Yeah, he's
really
pretty
good.
Austin Cindric last year was a rookie. He won the 500. I could see Noah Gragson running up front. And then Brad Keselowski, RFK Racing, showed that a lot of speed last year at the super speedways.
Another great plate racer.
He was pushing pretty hard at those races and
as
ended
long
up
as he doesn't
biting
wreck
them.
everybody.
Yeah, he wrecked half the field at Daytona, I'm pretty sure. But maybe that's how he's going to finish the top 10. He's going to wreck half the field again and keep it up front.
Top 10's a good bet.
Yeah, 20 tees on those 2 finishing top 10. That is my 100 tees.
Well,
David, what's left?
I'll go ahead and wrap us. I only got 20 tees left, so I'm going to make this quick. I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs to cover 1.5. Not picking an outright winner. 1.5 kind of feels like disrespect. I don't know why, but gonna just take the Chiefs to cover 1.5. And then this guy, everybody hates him, so I'm gonna pick Joey Logano to win the Daytona 500.
That's a good pick. That's a great pick.
And
They
I'm
just
gonna
won the championship.
I'm gonna put 10 tees on both of those guys. Boys, welcome to the show.
Enjoyed it. It was awesome.
Great.
For all of you out there that are watching or listening on the podcast feed, if you're thinking about planning a Myrtle Beach golf package, there's only one place to go, www.playgolfmyrtlebeach.com. Guys, thank you for coming on. Looking forward to everything we're going to be doing in the next few weeks.
Looking forward to it, man. It's going to be fun.
Jim, play us out.